Hi, this is Lady Lex UK and here is another tutorial for Project Spark. I've had a request on YouTube. Can I make a boss battle, specifically a Yeti with a freeze ray or freezing breath or something? So I've built this. This is my Yeti boss battle. He has a freeze ray. He also has some minions that he throws out. So let's have a look and see what I've built here. So here's my Yeti. Oh, he's gonna... Whoa. There's the freeze ray. I'm gonna beat him up. Whoa. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Oh, now he's invulnerable. He's going to throw out some minions. And I've got to kill all of these before I can attack him again. Woo. Throw out 10 of these, I think. So... should be the last one. Whoa. No. I'm not really counting, am I? Oh, don't get too close, he'll punch you. Right, I think I've got them all now. I'll wait for him to turn blue. Yeah, he's blue. Whoa, it's attacked me. Whoa, gotta be very careful. I haven't got much life. Whoa. Whoa, I just missed that one. Woo! Anyway, you get the gist. That is what is going to happen with my boss battle. Okay, so how is this done? So here is our icy ball. I've just put a trigger zone around it and make sure it was pretty much central. So that's the trigger zone for the hit on the player. So it gets within the trigger zone of this fireball. So it's not an exact hit. You can make this smaller, but I found the exact hit didn't work very well. So like a bump sensor didn't work very well, so I've used trigger zone and that works much better. Here's my ice minion. It's basically a goblin with a few attachments, and I've taken his sound down to 0 and attached this logic cube which has his sounds in it. So basically it's going to play the goblin sounds but at a higher pitch than normal. And there we go. Now here is my Yeti brain, and there's 4 pages of Yeti brain. What to do, I've basically combined dragon brain and necromancer brain and various bits and pieces to make this. So first of all, we have a display meter of its health, and when the page is entered, his invulnerability is false. So when he's in this page and he's nice and blue, then he's not invulnerable. When he's hit by attack, hits are incremented by 1. His hit reactions are reduced down to make him a little bit more dangerous. When hits are equal to 10, in fact I might change that to hits equal to or greater than 10. Switch page to minions, and we're going to set his primary colour to be this blue colour. He is team 2. These are sets for melee distance and range distance. This is part of the dragon brain, and basically that's standard code for determining an enemy. He's going to turn towards the enemy, distance to the enemy. This is all what's in the dragon brain, and then he's going to move towards you. Then we've got a countdown, and when the distance to the enemy is less than the melee distance, then we're going to select a random attack. So he's going to do either 1, 2 or 3, and if the random attack is 1, he's going to attack with a light attack. we're going to actually we're going to attack medium, light medium, or we're going to do an ice attack, and the pause is going to be quite brief between each attack to make it more dangerous. Page 2, I don't worry about the page names, I haven't changed them. Page 2, once he gets to page 2, he's just going to move away from the enemy and then go back to page 1. This is what he does once he's fired his fireball and hit you. He's going to back off. Right, here's the ice attack. He's going to turn towards you and he's going to do a taunt, and then he's going to play a Yeti howl, and we're going to speed the pace up of that a little bit, and then back to normal so that it plays it a bit faster. And after a 3-second countdown, he's going to target forwards, and he's going to create a fireball, which is going to be that icy ball, at his head position, and then he's going to shoot that fireball with the wind up in direction of that target. And if that fireball hits is in my enemy's in the trigger zone of that fireball, then you're going to add the debuff freeze brain to the player, and then you're going to play an ice explosion on the player. You're going to damage the player by 10, and then you're going to destroy the fireball, and then you're going to switch to page 2, which is the backing off code. And then if after 4 seconds you're going to destroy the fireball, and if there's no fireball, then we're going to switch back to page 1, and that's the end of the fireball. Page 4 is our minions. So when we get into 10 hits, if you hit him, he's going to show some text that says he's invulnerable. We're going to then set the hits back to 0 so that when we go back to page 1, it will start again. He's going to make him grey so that we know that he's in invulnerable mode. And then he's just going to determine his enemy. He's going to turn towards his enemy. And then, because I've used the Necromancer's code, it says zombies. I mean, obviously you would change this. But once the zombies count is less than 3 and total minions are less than 10, then he's going to shoot an energy projectile at my enemy. And he's going to have energy projectiles coming from his hands. And then if you get close to him, he's going to attack you. And for each of the projectiles he's throwing at you, once it bumps the terrain, it's going to create an ice minion. It's going to implement the total minions, and it's going to add itself to that zombie set. And then total minions equal to 10, and the zombies count is equal to 0. Then total minions equals to 0 as well, and switch to page 1. So that just resets it. But we're switching to page 1 to say we're no longer invulnerable. And that's it. It's a lot of code. You'll probably have to pause and go through all of that a little bit at a time. But that is my code for a boss battle. So what you think when you're building a boss battle is you want the boss to have times when you can attack him and times when you can't, times when there are minions involved, times when they're not, different stages of the battle where he starts throwing things at you, or he's invulnerable and you have to attack something else in the area. There's all sorts of things that you could do for a boss battle. So think about what you want to do, and basically you have to have multiple pages in your boss's brain to take care of each situation that arises. But otherwise it's pretty straightforward. There are other boss battle tutorials on my website, projectspark.co.uk, which are written by various other very learned people. And then there was also videos and things that you can watch. So type in boss battle or have a look on the character design page and look for bosses and boss battles, and you'll find it there. But type boss battle into the search bar in my website and you should quickly find all the information that you need. So thanks for watching. Hope that's useful, and keep sparking.